This is the presentation of the case analysis of the case Kodak, The Rebirth of an Iconic Brand by Sam Haight, Selena Hayes, Kathleen Hoffman, Jacob Judy, and Mark Cozy. We start with a brief history of Kodak. In 1879, George Eastman invents mass production of photographic dry plates. This technology is the bedrock of Kodak's initial business. In the 1880s, George Eastman founded Kodak. This was done through a series of different business entities. In 1900, Kodak releases the Brownie camera. This camera makes the concept of photography available to everybody. Eastman was determined to have affordable photography for the masses from the start. Through lots of innovation, he achieved this goal. In 1929, Kodak begins to sell motion picture film. This would be a cornerstone of Kodak's current business strategy. This is an area where it's a key player. In 1935, Kodak releases colored film. Now we can take photos in color, which more accurately captures Kodak moments. In 1962, Kodak film records the first American orbiting space. Can you get better PR than that? In 1970s, competitor Fuji enters the market. This was the first time in 70 years that Kodak faced any real competition. Competition would continue and become more intense over the coming years. In 1975, Kodak invents the first digital camera, despite it cannibalizing their film interests. In 2009, Kodak has massive financial troubles. Kodak last earned a profit in 2007, but the last quarter of 2009 resulted in a massive loss in profits and jobs. In 2012, Kodak goes bankrupt. Kodak had to sell off patents to competitors as a result. In 2013, Kodak emerges from bankruptcy. In 2014, Jeff Clark and Stephen Overman are hired. Jeff Clark is the CEO and Overman is the Chief Marketing Officer. They are hired to turn this brand around. Kodak has many key strengths, the first of which being their longevity and historical prevalence. Kodak had been the market leader in film for decades and has a strong history of innovation and success. They've never struggled in coming up with new ideas to introduce to the public. For example, Kodak invented digital imaging, technology that we still use today. Despite their decline, Kodak continues to have significant brand awareness, even among those after Kodak was in its prime. The old Kodak brand mark, the red K, is one of the most recognized in the world. Many camera stores still feature the old Kodak material, and Kodak has maintained its brand's visibility even as it has declined. Several sources report that one of Kodak's main strengths is their product portfolio, with many different types of products for both commercial and industry use. Additionally, the company has been shown to be environmentally and socially conscious, contributing to the reduction of greenhouse gases and emissions, and even being named Energy Star Partner of the Year in 2004. Kodak also operates with a range of reliable suppliers and has a trained, stable workforce. Another key strength is the numerous associations that Kodak has with public figures. Kodak has associated itself with many Hollywood filmmakers over the years, such as Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, and Christopher Nolan. The current method of low-budget marketing that Kodak is enacting is to associate itself with culturally cool people and entities. They look to filmmakers, social influencers, and Hollywood stars to promote their product and enhance their brand. Through these associations, Kodak hopes to create a culture of creativity and innovation around its brand. Kodak also has a few unique selling points, a notable one being their continued commitment to film and analog mediums. They've recently benefited from the revitalization of analog technology with the new generations. Being the first company to bring film to the global market, it continues to support its film production and services, which puts them in a uniquely advantageous position in this emerging culture. Additionally, Kodak continues to support the movie film industry and all of its film needs. Despite Kodak's aforementioned strengths, the brand has some critical weaknesses. First and foremost, Kodak needs to fix its current reputation. Less than a decade ago, Kodak was threatened with being delisted from the stock market. Furthermore, Kodak declared bankruptcy in 2012. To the public, the fall of this giant company shrouded the brand in a negative light. In fact, executives often use Kodak's iconic phrase, a Kodak moment, to imply that management has overlooked a crucial technological development. While Kodak's new marketing team feels that it has the ideas and capabilities to reinvigorate the company, Kodak's brand belongs to the people. At the end of the day, Kodak's brand is made of customers, employees, and other corporations' perceptions and feelings about Kodak. Kodak's marketing department only partially shapes the brand. To help ensure that the public's perception of the brand aligns with its vision, Kodak's marketing department needs to continuously deploy strong marketing campaigns. Next, Overman's new cool, relevant, innovative strategy has a few potential pitfalls that Kodak needs to avoid. First, Overman's strategy is inconsistent with what the Kodak brand originally represented. In the past, Kodak wanted to make photography accessible to everybody. Its classic Brownie camera made photography affordable for the average American. And while it is true now that most people carry a phone in their pocket, the new retro products that Kodak is developing defy the company's original mission and vision. For example, Kodak's Super 8 camera currently costs between $2,500 and $3,000, a price that's over 5 times greater than the price that would appeal to the mass market. Kodak's pivot towards becoming a luxury brand will need to be handled carefully, because the public may still associate Kodak with being a brand for everybody, not just those who are affluent. Furthermore, Kodak must be sure that it wants to reduce its potential pool of customers significantly. Charging higher prices may reduce the number of creative people who use their products. Creative individuals earlier in their careers are unlikely to have a significant amount of disposable income. Therefore, it is more challenging for them to justify purchasing Kodak products. Creating expensive, well-functioning products can enhance a brand's reputation, but only for those who can afford to purchase those items. In addition, the cool strategy requires Kodak to persuade customers that its film is worth purchasing. In the general creative market, Kodak needs to convince consumers that there is a difference between analog and digital images. Furthermore, it needs to persuade customers that this difference is material. In the film market, Kodak needs to educate directors and cinematographers about the benefits that film can provide, as well as obviate their special effects and cost concerns. These challenges would be great on their own. However, these goals will be even more difficult to accomplish because Kodak's marketing department has a low marketing budget. Without ample funds available to create perceived value or educate the customer, Kodak's marketing team will need to resort to creative, cost-effective campaigns to repair the brand. Naturally, having less funds for a marketing campaign can put a company at a significant disadvantage. In addition, the cool strategy relies on recent marketplace trends. At the moment, society is experiencing an analog revival. Vinyl music is becoming more prominent, and Polaroid cameras are being gifted frequently. Overall, Kodak's marketing team believes that there is a counterculture movement that is okay with imperfection and desires non-instantaneous results. In turn, Kodak wants to bring back some of its older popular products, like Ektachrome and Kodachrome. While this move plays into Kodak's cool strategy now, nobody knows how long this trend will last. This makes the incredible hurdles that the company is facing to bring these products back momentous. Currently, the company cannot fiscally justify setting up the required photo processing infrastructure. In addition, Kodak needs to create process workarounds that abide by recent environmental regulations. Furthermore, Kodak is relying on influencers, whom they consider cool, to promote their products. Here, Kodak runs the risk of tying its brand to a person that they have little to no control over. This could easily result in a marketing disaster. For example, if an influencer associated with Kodak says something unpopular, society will not view that influencer, and Kodak by extension, as cool anymore. What society considers cool can change quickly. Kodak needs to be ready to respond to those changes. Another part of the cool strategy has Kodak releasing a new product annually, plus developing an ecosystem to be associated with this new product. This plan may not be fruitful considering Kodak's target customer. Kodak wants its brand to appeal to creatives who are disgusted with current marketplace trends and offerings. They like Kodak's simple process and the fact that developing film takes time. Developing a new product and forcing photographers and filmmakers to learn a new ecosystem annually goes against a lifestyle that these artists want to live. Kodak should still focus on innovating and revamping its products, but the company should only release new offerings when they have genuine merit, not because of a deadline. Finally, the cool strategy only focuses on photographers and filmmakers. This is great for its photography and film department, but Kodak needs to determine how to have this strategy work for other business segments. In addition to photography and film, Kodak has 4 other divisions: print systems, enterprise inkjet systems, micro 3D printing and packaging, and software and solution. Furthermore, Kodak is thinking about convincing the world that film is the ideal format for data storage. Kodak has yet to explain how they are going to associate data storage with the concept of cool. The company will need to develop an alternative marketing strategy for these divisions and manage 2 different strategies, find a creative way to make these divisions cool, or divest itself from these business segments altogether. To save the company, Kodak needs to reinvigorate its brand. However, to be successful in updating the public's perception of its brand, Kodak needs to be sure that it wants to become a luxury product, that it has a feasible marketing strategy for all its divisions, and that it has enough resources to carry out its plan. Kodak has been in a unique situation since their revival. They had a tumultuous road as they ended up filing bankruptcy in 2012 because of their inability to adapt with the rise in technology, and even more so because of their inability to capitalize on their unique brand recognition. In other words, Kodak had almost forgotten that it was a massive consumer brand. But now, Kodak's new marketing team and management structure has put them in a position to shine, whether they are working business to business or business to customer. Kodak's current marketing position is one where they are looking to shine wherever they can, searching for pockets of space either through new tech, in-house digital businesses, or licensing agreements. Thus, Kodak's greatest opportunity is in their ability to leverage their brand and evolve with the times into a completely different business, but with their roots still intact. Some of the current opportunities Kodak is seeking to act upon are in the emerging digital social media business world. An example of their pursuit of this type of opportunity would be their short-lived Kodak app. Kodak was a platform in 2017 to 2020 that was used by brands such as Uber and Lyft seeking to commission photographers for photo shoots. Using this platform, photographers could register on the platform and then use it to contract with businesses to commission photo shoots around their area. This platform was developed using a back-end AI system that checks all images before they can pass on to the client to ensure that they are up to standard. In addition, the rise of analog has created unique opportunities for Kodak to capitalize on new nostalgia. With the comeback in analog and other vintage trends, Kodak has been able to capitalize on their unique catchphrase, the Kodak moment. The current vogue for all things analog has paved the way for Kodak to enter the fashion industry, which is a fast-growing sector for the brand, with this shift being powered by collaborations with fashion brands, celebrities, and the film industry. The revival of the popularity of Kodak's Super 8 film camera, specifically, provided another unique opportunity to leverage their own specific channels and grow their audience as a whole. With this opportunity, Kodak has been able to come back into relevance as a business. Kodak has shifted to the mainstream, signing license partnerships with Forever 21 and other fashion retailers, working with these companies to create and sell graphic tees, hoodies, and other retro 90s items. Kodak has been able to parlay these opportunities to target the nostalgic and creative people. Specifically, Kodak's dive into the fashion industry has led them to target the skating community and has now become deeply embedded within it. For example, Kodak was able to take over the Selfridges skate bowl. Working with long-term collaborator, the skateboard brand Girl Skateboard Company, Kodak invited writers over from all over the US and shot them riding the skate bowl on Super 8 film. Fans were given the chance to skate the bowl with the professional riders and get their skateboards signed. The content produced during the skate bowl takeover was Kodak's highest performing piece of social content to date. The skating community became an immediate target audience, and the overall target audience that Kodak sought was communities including these skaters, influencers, surfers, and any other community that truly lives in the Kodak moment. When strategizing for the future, Kodak needs to think big and also very small. Spurred by the efforts of billionaire-backed companies like Virgin Galactic, SpaceX, and Blue Origin, interest in space exploration has skyrocketed in recent years. Richard Branson endeavors to create a space tourism industry. Elon Musk hopes to colonize Mars. Jeff Bezos aspires to colonize the entire solar system, and the world is watching. A partnership with any of these three companies could be exactly what Kodak needs to launch its brand into the future. At the most basic level, exclusive photography and video captured inside manufacturing and R&D facilities, as well as the shuttles themselves, would be of value in terms of documenting innovation in real time and sustaining Kodak's coolness factor. A collaboration with scientists could even lead to the development of exclusive photography and video equipment capable of withstanding the extreme conditions associated with rocket launches and space exploration. Such technology could be utilized for not only capturing images, but for data collection and analysis as well. Developing systems and sensors for the collection of optical signals across the entirety of the electromagnetic spectrum is a priority for NASA, as is high angular resonance imaging. Drawing on their extensive experience in the manipulation of chemicals to create imagery, it is not a huge stretch to think that Kodak could pioneer the technology needed to expand the collection and analysis of extraterrestrial data from Mars and beyond. In terms of life here on Earth, Kodak may be well advised to consider a market with a current value of nearly $500 billion, medical devices. The COVID-19 pandemic fueled increased investiture in medical supply companies, including those that manufacture medical cameras and medical imaging technology. The surgical camera segment specifically is projected to experience a compounded annual growth rate of 7.7% over the next 7 years. While there have been astounding advancements in this field recently, there are still improvements to be made. Fiber-based cameras are extremely costly and fragile, limiting their usefulness. Cameras embedded in medical capsules, or pill cams, struggle with battery life limitations and do not transmit images in real time. Having already demonstrated its willingness to venture into the healthcare segment via pharmaceuticals, Kodak could once again find itself at the forefront of innovation through advancements in medical technology. In short, if Kodak can capitalize on their cool factor effectively by convincing other industries that they can benefit from working with Kodak, then this cool factor can directly translate to sustained brand value. Kodak gets opportunities as an industry leader with a widely recognized cool brand that smaller companies in the photography and film business don't. Being such a huge company gets their foot in the door in meetings with executives that smaller players could never get. Kodak can provide a benefit to the collaborators through their technical experience of being a major player in the photography and film industry for decades, one that has made breakthroughs in camera technology through their experimentation, and likely can again and again. Kodak can also provide another major benefit of brand awareness for the collaborators through association with Kodak's cool brand. If Kodak can convince major companies in other industries, such as the aforementioned Virgin Galactic or SpaceX, that these benefits will be of great value to them, then the cool factor can achieve the feat of expanding Kodak into other industries and sustaining their brand value. Thanks for watching our presentation. These are our references. Good day.